So hello everyone, Myrmonden here, welcome to my review of Golden Kamuy episode 5. I really want to do another video after live action. For this episode was freaking amazing, it is 10 out of 10 for me. I think last week was also really good, that's like 9 out of 10. But like this week, it really was. This is absolutely the best episode so far. And why I think that primarily is because the bad guys, the villains, the antagonists, right? And there's one thing that I always complain about. But the one thing that I, many times, I feel that, man, this bad guy, he's, yeah. So for example, I want to spoil anything about the new Avengers movie. Let's put up and review that movie. Thanos is a very competent bad guy in that movie. That makes the movie feel better. This bad guy is really strong, and he's like competent, and he beats people up, and his plans actually is like good generally, yeah, and so on, right? And that movie is a great movie, right? People want the bad guy to be like, not actually be even fearing the bad guy and feel that the hero has to defeat something, right? And I mean, here we have 3 bad guys in this anime here. So it's a little complicated in that sense. There are 3 different bad guys, all different, and they have different screen time and so on. For example, again, with this movie, there's one major bad guy, right? It's a little easier to put some time behind him, but still, though, I really loved, of course, when with the whole horse scene, that he falls down, keeps running afterwards, and then, of course, he has the tattoos on his body. I love that. That shows you right away that this bad guy, he's competent, right? He's a bad guy that actually figured out that, well, they wanted tattoos and they might do something, right? So I'm actually keeping them on my body, right? If you lose them, they slip from, right? So he's an intelligent antagonist that actually is like aware of what could happen. And before that, we saw he's a badass, generally a good fighter, generally, he can, survive war and so on, right? But yeah, so that's also great, but especially that he has, proactive decision of keeping the tattoos hidden on his body, his personal body. I think that screams volume of an actual competent anime bad guy. But it's quite, I won't say it's uncommon. I think there are a lot of good bad guys in different kind of animes. For example, the Flamingo in One Piece, right? He's a very competent bad guy. He has so much plot. I don't spoil out, he has so much plot armor against him, right? But that's a good bad guy. But then we have so many other animes where the bad guy is like, I guess this guy is powerful, but he isn't really like, intelligent. Yeah, I think that's one thing here. Primarily, this episode really points out that the bad guys, maybe not the hunter so much, but he got very short screen time also, I guess. But the old man, right, and of course the 7th Legion leader. They all get this, like, they are shown to be quite intelligent first and foremost, and also of course competent generally, but especially that. He's like, well, they're gonna steal the tattoos I put on me. And we see in the kind of bandit hideout, he's like, well, they're probably hiding behind those the wall there. And I'm shooting at that direction. But as soon as we get the fight going on, I'm gonna shoot in there before they ambush me. I'm just gonna shoot blindly in there because I predict they're standing over there, right? And he kills them. So they're both showing that they're very, very intelligent. Where most anime bad guys, unfortunately, are kind of like, they might have good powers, they might have some, powerful powers, something like that, but they can be really stupid, right? Yeah, they literally are just idiots, but they have amazing powers. And sometimes that, unfortunately, makes no sense. I'm not talking about too much here, but it makes no sense because, like, well, how did this guy control a country and has his powers, but it's actually really stupid, right? He has, like, no planning or what so on. For example, again, with one Flamingo, he controls a country, but he actually is a good planner. He has like decoys and so on. So it makes sense that he can control a country. He's a competent kind of a leader guy, right? And so on. But I mean, other stuff, well, not everyone's better than Naruto, but at the same time, they're kind of like, man, this guy, how did he control the country? Because he can't like foresee Naruto's bullshits. If you watch any Naruto's like 2 moves. He has clones and has Rasengan, and everyone falls for his clones, right? Like 10 times over. And it's like, but isn't this guy the leader of like a major country? How can't he predict that this guy is like this known good guy? He fights, it's all his clones, and he's like, a clone? It's like, how can you not predict that? Yeah, it's kind of like that sometimes in Naruto and all the animes, right? But here, at least so far, this bad guy looks really, really good. Of course, it could be, them like, good. We see the bad guy, of course, getting injured and so on. Oh, sorry, the hero is getting injured already. That, however, though, I would say is the advantage of doing a seinen, right? If you do a shonen anime, you can't really hurt the main character too much, basically because it can't be too bloody, right? So seinen anime, especially say with Berserk and so on, right, or Guns or whatever, it's like though in those kind of shows, you can definitely have the main character or side characters actually getting injured or killed, so on, and so on. Yeah, they actually can get injured, right? And that is not something shonen can do though. So that does, in that sense though, I will say this though, that makes the seinen author has a little easier time making the bad guys be competent because they can actually kill side characters or actually like really injure the main character because well it's fine to injure people in a seinen, right? So in that sense though they have a little easier to make them look like impactful, but still that all that was really good. I was really enjoying it, all of the bad guys, even the bear thing there. He's like I only need one bullet because if you have more than one bullet you won't take it seriously. Like that was bad. He had very short there, that was bad. That being said though, it feels like he's the hunter. Well, the hunter team I guess duo. They kind of just like on the side I suppose. They kind of have their own little story where they're like we have to kill the wolf because it's a famous wolf or something. These are kind of bad guys on the side, I suppose, right? And not just that, the comedy was good. I like Rector when he's standing looking at the meat, so there's like good jokes in there. The miso poo thing was good as well, right? Yeah, it was like oiling up there with the fat to the window, also pretty funny. So I think generally it was a great episode from all the angles and has some cool fight scenes again. The gut plan was pretty cool. Yes, carving out this guy's gut, right, putting it in his arms, like, oh yeah, I'm bleeding here. So that was great as well. So yeah, I think it was a really good episode. It really had everything, but especially for me again though, it's like really establishing some really competent bad guys, which I hope it will disappoint me on because that is I won't say it's happening. I mean, I'm reading manga, so I'm on the watcher, but there is one thing that's happening though. Of course, because it might be easier to kind of establish a bad guy. It's like this bad guy is really badass, and then it doesn't go to fruition, right? So, but I have high hopes. But you never know. It's just episode 5, so I guess it's like maybe in 50 episodes from now we know better. But so far, really awesome. Hope that interview, and I'll see you guys next week.